Good morning. Welcome to the Brower Center, everyone. I know most of you, but if I don't, I'm Pam Birdman, the founder of Just Equations. I'd like to introduce Jen Bavard, if you haven't met her. She's actually out in the hallway, but she's the woman behind the Just Equations emails and behind all the logistics and hospitality for this entire event. If you have questions or logistical needs, she's here to help, as am I. We also have Cynthia Palmerin, who's also out at the desk to help. I want to acknowledge our core partners who are all here with us today. Oh, there's Jen, who I just introduced. Okay.
If you need anything, I'm here all day long. Thank you all for being here.
Okay. Our core partners, the Opportunity Institute, we have, at least Chiara's here now, and a few others are coming later. Chiara Parisi in the back, and some others will be here. And we also have our colleagues from the Campaign for College Opportunity. We have LearningWorks, Education Trust West, several folks, as well as PACE, Policy Analysis for California Education. So thank you for being our core partners. And our inaugural funders are here. Well, one of our inaugural funders are here. The Irvine Foundation is one of our funders, and the College Futures Foundation is here. I know Maureen Carew is here and a few others on their way. And yay, our San Diego crew has arrived. We were worried about the flights. We have someone special here to welcome all of us to the East Bay. But first, we are welcoming her back to the East Bay. After driving across the bay for 20 plus years to Skyline College, where she was most recently president, Regina Stanback Stroud has come back to her Oakland hometown as the new chancellor of the Peralta Community College District. I know she is passionate about math equity because she joined some of our early meetings that were hosted by LearningWorks, part of our Just Equations family. And we're so delighted that for her second day on the job, she is here in Berkeley to help us get started. So first, I want to say congratulations and thank you and welcome to Chancellor Stanback Stroud.
Thank you, Pam, and thank you to all of you for the opportunity to welcome you to this convening by Just Equations. As you consider the work of grounded math education across the segments on the foundation of equity, that means you'll be considering equitable pathways, designs, intersegmental alignments, including K-12 community colleges and our public universities. Now, I recognize that I may be preaching to the choir by the fact that you're in this room, but I'm compelled to say, to add to the conversation about why it matters. First, much of the work of Just Equations and its partner organizations like LearningWorks and EdTrust West and the Opportunity Institute and PACE, as well as many other individuals and organizations that are present in this room today. Much of that work does an eloquent job of articulating why and how math is being used to perpetuate inequities. Whether through intent or benign neglect, we know that the effect can be the same. So I'd like to remind us, and I know many of you haven't had your coffee yet, so brace for yourself for this. I want to remind us that we do live in a nation that's founded on white supremacy. It is a universal construct, though it is not unique to these United States. It is the pillar upon which the nation was founded, the government was established, and the Constitution was created. So as Bell Hooks stated in Teaching to Transgress, some of that seminal work, social and political constructions of oppression and discrimination against women and people of color are embedded in American political, economic, religious, and educational institutions. But that's where we come in. Just Equations and many other organizations provide us with a strong platform upon which we can change that reality. And as we assert the importance of education, educational institutions in the preservation of a democratic society and in the service of common good, we recognize the role that education plays in providing opportunities for minoritized communities to access professional, well-compensated, and meaningful work to contribute to and build vibrant communities that allow for a full spectrum of economic opportunity and civic engagement. So this work, this discussion, right here, right now, is all the more important. You are actually doing anti-racist and anti-sexist work by making sure our communities are not excluded, oppressed, and marginalized through practices and policies that are cloaked in the mantra of high standards, academic excellence, and meritocracy. If we fail, we'll continue to create the very results that justify this circular, logical rationalization to continue the very practices that produce the inequitable results. Indeed, you will be looking at work that is grounded in strengths-based perspective. It acknowledges that educators, policymakers, discipline experts, community leaders, advocates, organizations, and even philanthropic organizations can and should use their positions of power, influence, and consequence to make a difference and to make the necessary changes. We have to recognize that our power to impact people's lives will have that impact for decades to come. So like Pam said, I'm just starting as the chancellor in the Peralta Community College District, and that includes the College of Alameda, woohoo, Berkeley City College, woohoo, Laney College, woohoo, there you go, and Merritt College. And all of them have engaged in this work, and I'm already very proud to say, I'm able to say on this second day of work, that the work that's been going on in the 4 colleges in the Peralta District has responded to these issues, and they did a project, thank you Irvine Foundation, that's called Bridging the Gap, a math project. And they brought together math faculty, administrators, counseling faculty, CSU, East Bay representatives, Berkeley High School representatives, and Oakland Unified School District representatives to develop a shared understanding of college readiness, to map out existing courses and programs, to look at the gaps, to pilot programs that would do the alignment across the segments, to develop curriculum, to identify the counseling and advising and outreach strategies that are necessary to create tools that counselors can use, and to create a shared responsibility for the success of students using specific data, collaboration on and analysis on receiving and analyzing data. So this project resulted in new curriculum and changes in the course offerings and placement practices and tools that the faculty and staff can use, including piloting a project in dual enrollment. And indeed, you're going to see some of the fruits of that labor when you meet the student later on, when you meet Rebecca Galicia, and you're going to see some of the people that were involved in that labor when no doubt you'll get an opportunity to meet Dr. Vanson Nguyen, who's here and is on the math faculty at College of Alameda. I get to see up close and personally what it can and look like if we're successful going forward. In designing for equity, this convening and others like it form a critical intersection of people working on constructing the mathematics of opportunity. As we move forward together and create a different future for the students and the communities who are counting on us all. Welcome.